Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking. This is your girl Joanna. It's been a while, but today's tutorial is about a button down shirt. I already have a similar tutorial on the channel, just that this particular one has a different overlap on the front. Let's get straight to it. So guys, these are the measurements for the tutorial from the across back to the shirt length. Okay, so these are the materials required for the tutorial. I have 2 yards of African print fabric. I have my measuring tape. I have pieces of chalk and then a ruler. So I went ahead to fold this. We are going to be folding the back piece, the back part of the shirt first. So to fold that, I'm going to divide the chest circumference by 4. Then I will use that to fold the results. So the chest circumference divided by 4, then I'm going to add extra inch allowance, about 2 inches allowance to it to fold this. So I folded this. I'm going to measure with my measuring tape to make sure that's accurate. So I folded 11 and half. 11 and half, cause the chest circumference, which is 38 divided by 4, gives us 9 and a half, plus the 2 inches gives us 11 and half. So that's it. Now for the shirt length, which is 28, I will add extra 4 inches to it, whereby 2 inches to be used to fold the hem of the shirt, and then the additional 2 inches we used as the shoulder drop. So that's basically it. So I'm going to mark so 28 plus 4 inches gives us like 32. Am I correct? Yes. So that's what I'm marking right now. That is for the back piece. I added extra 4 inches, 2 inches to use for the shoulder drop, and the additional 2 inches to use to fold the hem of the shirt. So that's exactly what I marked, and I'm going to cut that out. Hey guys, so as I'm cutting the shirt out, I'll be very glad if you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, click on the like button and please share this video to other fashion lovers. And don't forget to hit on the notification bell so anytime I upload a new video, she will be notified. Thank you. So basically the back piece has been cut out. Now I'm going to cut that of the back yoke, the back yoke for the shirt. So it's also going to use the same fold for just as that of the back piece. Then I'm going to go up 9 inches. This is basically okay for an adult shirt, 9 inches, and due to the design I'm going to give to the back piece, I think this is okay. So I'm going to cut that out as well. So it has the same weight, but then the length is 9 inches. It has the same width as that of the back piece, just that the length is 9 inches. Now I'm going to fold the front piece. I've already folded that, so with the help of my measuring tape, I'm just trying to measure to see if I'm doing the right thing. So for the front piece, I'm going to add additional inches to the weight. So the back was 11 and a half. Now the front piece, I'm going to make it 13 and a half, meaning I added extra 2 inches for the front overlapping, which has the buttonholes and then the buttons. Alright, so for the front piece, the length of the shirt, which is 28 inches, I'm just going to add extra 2 inches for the hem fold. Extra 2 inches to be used to fold the hem parts of the shirt. So that makes it 30 inches. So that's exactly what I'm marking, as you can see me doing. Then I'm going to cut that out after marking. So guys, now I'm going to cut that of the sleeve. So I'm going to divide the sleeve circumference by 2. Then I'm going to add extra inch allowance, about 1.5 inch seam allowance to it, to fold it like so. So I'm using my measuring tape to remeasure. So that is it. I folded 8.5. Then for the length as well, I'm going to add extra inch for the folding at the hem, and then half inch for the joining to the sleeves, sorry, to the armhole. So I have 10.5 here. I'm going to use my chalk to mark that. Then I'll straight that up, then cut it out. I'm going to be cutting another piece for the sleeve as well. I hope you understand this part. Divide your round sleeve circumference by 2, then add 1.5 or 2 inches seam allowance, and then for the length also add extra inches. You can add 2 inches, 2 inches. You can add 1.5 for the hem, and then to join the armhole. So with the help of the first piece, I'm going to use that to cut the second piece for the sleeves. Now that's basically what we need for now. So I'm going to put this piece aside, which later we will measure the neckline to know the exact collar, and then the collar stand to cut for the shirt. So that's basically it. I'm going to bring out the front piece like this, then I'm going to work on the overlap. So remember, we added 2 inches for the overlap, which is going to use for the buttonholes and then the button. So as you can see, I brought out my iron. Then I'm going to just give it a little press. Then we work on the overlap. So guys, so at this point, I'm going to use my scissors to split the front piece into two like this. So now I'm going to turn it to the right side like this. So now basically the left side of the shirt, which is to my right hand side, is going to have the buttonholes, and then the right side, which is to my left hand side, is going to have the buttons. I hope I'm making sense. So this is the right side of the shirt, which is to my left hand side. So I'll first of all fold down 3/4 of an inch. This is what is going to have the buttons. I'll first of all fold down 3/4 of an inch, and then I'll fold again another 3/4 of an inch. So that is it for the right, sorry, for the right piece of the shirt. So let's work on the one which is going to have the buttonholes, which is the left piece of the shirt. So on the wrong side of it, I'm going to apply a medium stay about 1.5 inch wide on it like this. Just as you can see me doing, I just applied about 1.5 inches medium stay. You can use hard stay if you want, or even soft. So in Ghana, we normally call this stiff. We normally call this stiff. So that's what I applied on the front parts of the left piece of the shirt. I hope I'm making sense though. Now after this, I'm going to give it a price. Then I'll take out the um, extra stay. Okay. Then I'll first of all fold up about 1/4 of an inch, as you can see me doing. Then I'll fold up again 1 inch like this, then give it a price. I first of all folded 1/4 of an inch, then I fold up again 1 inch. Then I give it a price. Now I'm going to take it to the sewing machine. Then I'm going to run stitches from top to down on both the left and then the right pieces of the front part of the shirt. So here we are. We have both pieces ready. This is how it came out after stitching it. So this is the part that has the stay or the stiff in it. All right. Now we are going to be cutting the neckline. So look at how I'm arranging them. I first of all place the one with the stay, which is the left piece down. Then I place the right piece with the right side facing each other with a gap of about quarter of an inch. If you can see how I arrange them, if you use the measurement correctly, you should arrive this place. Now I place the back piece also on it, so as you can see we have quarter of an inch space in between all the three pieces. If you are, if you don't understand what I'm saying, just watch what I've done. So we are using the back piece to to measure the neckline. So I went in 2.5 inches from the back piece. Now I'm going to go down 1.5 inch for the weight of the neckline for the back piece like this. All right. I went in for the weight 2.5 inches, then for the length 1.5 inches. Now I remeasured from there to where the the front piece is, and I make sure I mark that on the back piece. Now I'm going to go down 2.5 inches for the length of the front neckline like this. Then I'll connect the weight to that as well. Then I'm going to give this a curve, like a vein shape curve like this, like a vein shape curve like so. Then I'm going to give the back neckline also a curve, as you can see me doing. Now for the shoulder slope, I'm going to go down 2 centimeters and I'm going to connect it to the neckline like this. Alright guys, please, this is very important, just watch the video carefully and then go ahead with what I'm doing. So I first of all cut the back neckline. Now I'm going to cut out the front neckline as well, as I've already done that. Then I'm going to put the pieces together and cut out the shoulder slope, as you can see me doing. So that's basically it. If you'll be able to work it up to now, I say bravo. All right, so I I took the front pieces away. Then I'm going to work on the back piece. I'm going to use the back piece to cut the back yoke. So this is the back yoke that we cut earlier, which is of 9 inches length. So I'm going to place it under the back piece like this. Then I'm going to use the back piece neckline to cut out the neckline for the yoke and the shoulder slope as well. Hi guys, please have you subscribed yet? If you haven't, please do me a favor by hitting the subscribe button, liking the video, and then sharing the video to all the fashion lovers that you know, including your friends and family. Love you all. Alright, so that has been done. I used the back piece to cut the back yoke neckline and then the shoulder slope. Okay, so I'm taking the back piece away. Now let's come to the down part of the yoke. This depends on the shape. I'm going to give this a triangular shape. So I went up 2 inches like this. I'm going to connect it to the center of the yoke like this. Slant it this way. Then I'm going to cut it out. So at this point, I opened up the yoke. Then I'm going to apply a stay on the wrong side of the yoke. Sorry, the I lost the clip for where I was applying the stay or the stiff. So that's how it is. I mean, that's how I applied about 1.5 or 2 inches stay. Then I'm trying to show you how I folded the hem of the yoke. All right, so after applying the stay, I'll first of all fold the end of the yoke about half inch. Then as I'm getting to the center like this, I will reduce. Then I'm going to pull it up like this and then fold the other side as well. If you didn't understand what I said, please watch what I did. Alright. So I'm going to take it to the same machine and then run stitches about half of an inch all the way like this. When you reach the center, make sure you give it a curve. So this is how it came out. Alright, so we are going to attach it to the back parts of the back piece of the shirt. Did I make sense? Yeah, basically yes. So just place it at the back parts of the shirt, pin it down. Yes, you need to pin it down as you can see me doing. Pin it down, pin it down, pin it down. Then take it to your sewing machine and then stitch it down at the very end of the yoke like this. Join them. Join them collabo. All right. So guys, this is how it came out. I've already taken out the pins. Yeah. So that's it for the back piece. I'm going to put it aside. Then I'm going to bring out my front pieces like this. So this is how it is going to look like. I place the right part of the front piece under the left piece of the front part of the shirt. Yeah. This is somehow let's take it like that. So after I place the front pieces together, overlapping each other, I'm going to place the back piece on top of it. Then I'm going to join the shoulders with half of an inch, as you can see me doing. Then I'm going to pin it down. I'm going to join the other shoulder as well, other shoulder with half of an inch stitching seam allowance, as I'm illustrating with the chalk. Then I'm going to pin it down as well. Then I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and do justice to it. Okay, so this is how it came out. Yeah, I'm going to pull it down. I'm going to pull the seam down and give it a price like this. Then I'm taking the sewing machine to top stitch it with about 1 centimeter gap. Yes. So this is how it turned out, guys. I'm going to turn it to the right side of it. Look at it. This is how it came out. Very, very nice. I'm sorry for the way I'm sounding. I'm feeling sleepy, so I have to finish this up. That's how I'm talking too much. Just to make me awake to do this. I need to. Alright. So guys, this is how it turned out after top stitching the shoulder. The shoulders. So at this point, we are going to be cutting the armholes. So I've already pulled the front part of the shirt to join the hem of the back piece. So that is the shoulder drop that I was talking about. So as you can see, after joining the shoulders and then pulling down the front piece to line with the hem of the back piece, you can see the shoulder dropped. The shoulders, they drop. The seam lines, they drop down. That's the essence of the 2 inches that we added to the back piece. Now we are going to cut the armhole as I said earlier. Now to do that, we are going to use our shoulder to shoulder measurement, which is the cross back, and that is 18. So 18. You're going to add additional 1 inch for the seam allowance. That makes it 19. So I placed my finger on the 19, then I counted the remainder. The remainder divided by 2 and then share it on both sides of the shirt. So the remainder was 4 inches. Then I divided it by 2 so that we have 2 inches on both sides like this. Now, divide your armhole circumference, or you can use 8 inches. Basically works for the adult shirts. I've been using this for a very long time and it works all the time. If you're not safe with this, just measure the armhole and then connect it to the length. So I'm going to go up 2 inches like this and then give it a curve, as you can see me doing. 2 inches, go up 2 inches and then give it a curve to the very end of the um armhole width. Yes, then I'm going to cut this out, guys. So after cutting out, I'm just going to notch the shoulders to match that of the sleeves. Okay guys, so I'm going to put this aside and then work on the sleeves. So I went ahead to open up the sleeves like this. I nearly bent my sleeve. So on the wrong side of it like this, I'm going to fold up the hem. Um Depending on the allowance that I left for the hem. So I'm just remeasuring. So for the hem, I'm first of all going to fold up. So the sleeve length is actually 9 inches. So I was supposed to add about 2 inches to the hem, but then I forgot and then I made it like 1.5. You know, we are going to join the armhole as well. So I first of all folded up the hem 1/4 inch and then I folded again about 3/4 inch and then I gave it a price. I did it for both pieces. So I then went to take it to sewing machine and then stitch them down like so. Alright, so this is how it turned out. I went ahead to fold them. So on the wrong side of the fold, I'm going to divide my round sleeve circumference by 2. Then I mark that plus 1.5 seam allowance. And I'm going to measure the armhole on the shirt. So I had about 9.5 inches for the armhole. So that is what I'm going to use to get the armhole curve on the sleeve. So I'll place my index finger on the 3 inches, give it a curve, and then mark the 9.5 like this. Then I'll connect the curve to the round sleeve seam allowance like this. Then I'm going to cut that out. I hope this makes sense. I'm going to cut out the curve like so. So I will use this to cut the other piece. Remember the round sleeve circumference is 13 inches, so that divided by 2 we had 6.5. Then I marked the seam allowance, which is 1.5 or 1 inch. Then I'm going to cut this out. I went ahead to notch the sleeves as well. That is it. So we are going to be joining the sleeves to that of the armhole. So I opened it up like this. Remember, we notched the shoulders. So with the right side of the sleeve facing the right side of the shirt, I just match the notched areas. Then I'm going to pin the sleeve to the armhole like this. Then I'll pin it down, as you can see me doing. I'll pin it down. I'll pin both of them down. Sorry. I'll pin them down like this. Then I'm going to take it to the sewing machine, and then I will join this with half of an inch seam allowance. Now I will repeat this for the other side of the shirts, sorry, of the sleeve as well. Okay guys, so this is how it turned out after joining the sleeve. Alright, if you've been able to do it up to this point, I say well done. So it's left for us to join the sides. It's left for us to join the sides. So I went ahead to remark the round slit circumference, which is half of it, 13 divided by 2, that gives us 6.5. Then the remaining is for the sorry, the size seam allowance. Now for the shirt, it also has about 1.5 size seam allowance. So that's what I marked. Now this shirt has about um 2 inches slit, so I went up 4 inches like this. So we are going to join the sides and then stop at where the slit ends. Look at how I've straightened up the sleeve. So this is how it's going to work. I'm going to join the sides straight like this when on the sewing machine, like this, and then end at where the slit stops. So looking at the direction of my chalk, I'm illustrating how I'm going to join this with the chalk illustration. Don't worry about the armhole. Yeah, don't curve it this way, just make it straight and then stop at where the slits end. I'll do same for the other side of the shirt as well. Remark your 6.5 round sleeve, the seam allowance. Sorry, the seam allowance is actually 1 inch like this. Then go up your slit, which is 4. Alright, so that by the time you fold up the hem, it will become 2 for the slit. Then straighten up your sleeve like this, join it to the size seam allowance. Okay, so with the help of my ruler, I'm just going to straighten up the sleeve seam allowance and then the side seam allowance like this. Okay, so now I'm taking the sewing machine to join the sides. Remember, don't curve it when you are stitching, just make it straight. Don't worry about the shortness of this allowance at the armhole area. If you curve it, the armhole area will look funny after stitching. Okay, so this is how it turned out after we joined the sides. Guys, you're almost done. Stay tuned. Now, I'm going to join the hem of the shirt. So first of all, fold it up about 3/4 of an inch. Now fold up the remaining I'll fold up the remaining hemming allowance like so. All right. So I repeat the same process for the other side of the front part of the shirt as well. First of all, fold it up about 3/4 of an inch, and then I folded the remaining hemming allowance. Then I give it a price. I will do same for the back part of the shirt as well. Make sure your shirt is straightened whilst you are folding up the hem. So I turn it to the back part of the shirt, then I'm going to fold up the hem as you can see me doing. So guys, I'm now going to take it to the sewing machine to stitch them down, both the back pieces, sorry, the back piece and then the front pieces. Okay, so this is how it turned out. So I turned this to the right side of the shirt. Alright, now I just turned it to the wrong side again. We are going to be folding in the slit. So as you can see, I opened up the side seam like this and then I flat iron it just at where the slit is. Then I'm going to fold in about half inch like this. Then fold the other side also in about half inch. Then I give it a press. Guys, have you subscribed yet? Oh, if you haven't, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and share it to your fashion lovers, your friends, your family, and anyone interested in fashion and so on. Alright, so I repeated the same process for the other side of the shirt as well. So basically that I folded in half inch for both sides of the slit, then I give it a press. Then I'm going to take it to the sewing machine. I'm going to stitch upward like this. Let me illustrate it with a chalk. I don't know if this is going to be obvious though, but I'll stitch upward. Then I reach where the slit is. I kept to the um, other end, then I stitch downward. Go up, cross over to the other side, then stitch downwards. Then you double stitch. That's basically it. So guys, so this is how it turned out for the side slit. It's left with the collar and then the collar stand. We almost done. Well done if you've been able to stitch or sew up to this point. Now to get your collar stand, I'm going to use my measuring tape to carefully measure around my neckline as you can see me doing. Measure around your shirt's neckline. So this is it. Um, Measure about 2 to 3 or even 4 times to make sure your measurement is actually accurate. So watch what I'm doing. So guys, finally I had 17 inches around the neckline. Alright, so 17 for the collar stand. Alright, so I went ahead to cut the pieces for the collar stand and then the collar itself. So these are the pieces, both on fold. Alright, so for the weight on fold, it is 2 3/4 inch. I don't want the collar to be extremely big, so 2 3/4 is okay for me. And then for the weight for the collar stand is also 1 3/4 inches. So that is it. They are both on fold. Now for the length, remember we had 17, so added 1 inch for the seam allowance, so that makes it 18. There was an excess, so I just trimmed that off. Let's remeasure. You see we had 18 inches. All right, that is it for the collar stand. Now for the collar itself, we are going to subtract sorry, we will subtract 2 inches from the collar stand to get our collar. You understand? So we had 17, subtracting 70, we're subtracting 2 inches from the 70, we should have 15 for the collar itself. Then we also add 1 inch for the seam allowance, so the collar is also going to be 16 for the length. So as you can see, the white substance on it, that is the collar's sorry, the hard stay that I applied on one of the side of the sorry, of the collar and then the collar stand. So for the collar stand, as you can see me doing, I just went ahead to fold up half inch on one of the side which has the hard stay. Then I flat ironed it. I folded up half inch on one of the side that has the hard stay. I'm taking the sewing machine to stitch it down with with 1 inch gap seam seam allowance. All right. So that has been done. So I went ahead to mark half inch on both sides like this. I'm going to straighten it up on the sides. Remember that is the 1 inch seam allowance that we added to it. So half on both sides of the collar stand. Okay. So I remeasured to make sure that's accurate. So we had 17 like this. So I'm going to mark um 1 inch on both sides like this. I'm going to mark 1 inch on both sides. I'm just using the chalk to somehow make it a bit clear for you guys, but then it's not working. All right. So I have 1 inch on both sides. That is what you are going to be using for the curve to shape out the collar. Yeah. Remember, we subtracted 2 inches from the collar stand for the collar itself. So that is what you're going to use to create the curvy shape at the collar stand. I hope you understand me. All right. Now, before I give this the curve, I also went up for the weight. I also went up about 3/4, and then I'm going to connect that to give it a curve. Now, as you can see me, I'm just marking about 1/4 inch at the top. Then I'm going to use my ruler and the pencil to straighten it up. So that is going to be for the stitching allowance in joining that of the collar to the collar stand. Guys, you should understand what I'm saying, you know? Alright. Now I'm going to use my pencil to remark or reshape the curvy part of the collar stand. So you can actually make it 3/4 up and then 3/4 in from the sides of it to give this a curve. Some people make it straight, but I think making it curve looks cuter, or any shape that you're comfortable with. Then I went ahead to separate or split the collar stand. I'm not going to split it to the end. I left about 1/2 inch on cut. Yeah. Now let's work on the collar. I hope I'm not talking plenty. You understand me? If you don't understand what I'm doing, sorry, if you don't understand what I'm saying, actually, watch what I'm doing. And if you don't understand anything, please leave it in the comment section. I will make sure to attend to it. All right, for the collar, this is it. Okay, so I'm going to mark the half inch on both sides. That is the 1 inch seam allowance that we added to it. I'll then use my ruler to straighten it up on both sides. Okay, so if you look at the collar, it has it has like a triangular shape, kind of. All right. So that's being said, um, and then the upper part of the collar looks like um an oval shape. So to be at the safer side, I just folded up the collar like this into two. I folded it up to get to the center of the collar. So I'm just using my pencil to remark the center that the iron curated. Then I came down about 1/4 inch. Then I'm going to give this curve that I'm talking about. So with the help of my pencil, I'm just coming about quarter like this on the side, like this, about quarter, and then I'm going to give this a curve to the center of the collar. But then I also went ahead to mark about quarter of an inch on both sides of the side seam allowance. Then I connected it to the down parts of the seam lines, as you can see me doing. I slanted it like this. Then from there, I'm going to connect the curvy part that I'm talking about to the center, and from the other end also to the center. I'm just trying so hard to make this obvious for you guys. Alright, so this is how it turned out, and this is the shape I'm talking about. I went out quarter on both sides, and this is the boat-like shape. Alright, so I'm going to stitch it following that. Alright, so guys, this is how it turned out. This is how it turned out. I'm just trimming off the excess of the sides like this. Then I'm going to notch the sides like this, the edgy parts, then the upper parts of the collar. Carefully notch that. Alright, so now I'll turn it to the right side of the collar, as you can see me doing. Then I'll give it a press. The edgy parts, I carefully use my pencil to push it out. Alright, then I'm going to flat iron it, as you can see me doing. Okay, so I'll go ahead and fold this up like this. I'll go ahead and fold it up and then give it a notch at the center. Alright, I'm going to do same for the collar stand as well. I'll fold it equally like this. I'll fold it equally like this, then notch the center like this. Okay guys, so after this has been done, I'm going to place the collar with where the stay is. I'm going to make sure it faces or it's in line with where the hard stay is also on the collar stand like this, as I'm illustrating to you, and make sure the notch areas matches each other like this. Then I'll pin them down, as you can see me doing. Now I'm taking it to sewing machine, then following where the curve is, direction of my hand, I'm going to stitch it down. I'm going to stitch the collar stand down while having the collar inside it. So this is how it came out. I'm just trimming off the excess and the edgy parts of the collar stand like this. Okay, so after that I'm going to notch this all around, especially at where the KV part is. Okay, so turn this to the right side after notching and push out the curvy part. Push it up like this. Okay guys, so this is how it came out. I'll give this one more price before I join it to the shirt. I'm going to join it to the shirt. So I've brought out the shirt like this. Okay guys, so with the other seam allowance added, at the collar stand, I'm just going to take it round the neckline, the other half seam allowance that we left. Then I'm going to pin it down to the very end. Make sure the collar stand matches exactly with the length of the neckline, as you can see me doing. Then I will take it to sewing machine to join it. So I forgot to say, I actually joined the neckline with the collar stand facing the right side of the shirt. Now, after joining the first one, we are going to place you're going to place this side of the collar stand on it like this, and I'm going to take it to sewing machine to join it at the very end of it. I just did so. That's it. Now, as you can see me using the chalk to illustrate something, the stitching line. This is just a design on the shirt. Go up like this. You kept to the other end. You return, then you just stitch using 1/4 inch. This is just a design. This is just a design on it. So I'm just going to illustrate how I did it on the sewing machine to you. Guys, so this is how it turned out. So we have our collar on the shirt. So basically we done is left with the button and the buttonholes. Alright, so I'm just going to illustrate to you how the I mean the the gap for the buttonholes are going to look like on the shirt. So starting from here, you are going to go down, starting from the collar stand. I'm just going to pin it, all right, like this. So the spacing or the gap for the buttonhole is 2 centimeters. That's what I marked on the collar stand, exactly at the very end of the collar stand, 2 centimeters like this. Then I'm going to come down 3 inches. Then I'll go down 2 centimeters. That is going to be the gap. Then I'm going to go down 3.5 inches. Then I'll go down 2 centimeters for the gap for the buttonhole, like this. I'll go down again 3.5 inches. Then I'll space it up 2 centimeters. From there, I'll go down again 3.5 inches, space it up 2 centimeters. Alright, and the last one, 3.5 inches, space it up 2 centimeters. So that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching. If you have a buttonhole machine, you can just do that. Then place your buttons exactly at where the gap is on the um, button area or button side of the shirt. And it's been a wonderful moment with you guys. Stay blessed. Bye.